let's talk Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, the guy that I never expected to talk about.
Yep, but somehow the Paul brothers are kind of becoming like their own version of like of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. They're very, very easy to talk about because they're kind of fascinating. But this is an article from Lad Bible. It says, guy who sold Logan Paul fake box of Pokemon cards has given back $3.5 million. That's a lot of money. Whether you're a Pokemon fan or a Logan Paul stan, you will have heard the YouTuber purchased what he thought was the only known sealed box of first edition Pokemon cards back in December. However, this week, the 26-year-old took to YouTube to reveal the cards were in fact fake, thus proving a number of eagle-eyed experts right. Nevertheless, it has been revealed that the guy who sold Paul his collectibles will now give back the $3.5 million. What a nice lad, they said. Hey, man, he tried. He's like, hey, man. Like, I imagine him like, hey, I almost got you.
Yeah, I almost got you.
I almost got you. So it's like, can you blame him? Sure, it's like ridiculous levels of fraud, and you should probably go to jail for that, but can you blame a brother for trying?
Well, is it really illegal to sell, fake Pokemon cards? I know, like, if you advertise if they're authentic, yes, you can go to jail, but...
I imagine it's fraud on some level. Selling something, forged, I remember forged baseballs, like forged famous, that's why you have to get certificates of authenticity on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you buy stuff from sports memorabilia stores, there has to be like it's kind of like, what do you call it, like a provenance when you buy a painting.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a problem. It says, Bolilo Lahan. Balilo Lahan-san took to Instagram stories to say, upon opening the first edition at BBC Exchange authenticated Pokemon case, we noticed that the boxes inside looked off, and sadly, the case was fake. It says, Logan Paul and I are grateful, Rattle Pokemon, and the Pokemon community for exposing this fraudulent case. Now, before it transacted any further, I have reimbursed Logan his $3.5 million. However, we will see quickly. We will see how quickly I am made whole for this from the sellers who brought it to me, already authenticated in the coming days, or if it turns into a drawn-out scenario. Okay, so this guy bought it from somebody else, and then sold them to Logan Paul.
So do you think that's just a cover story?
Could be. I mean, that's hard to tell, right? If I were in his position and I knew they were fake, this is exactly what I would have said.
Yeah.
To be fair, it says it's okay. In a further post, he added, he and his legal team are now working to, quote, recover the rest of his funds. Okay, so he lost money too. So maybe he lost out on a bunch of money too.
Yeah.
So it says, back in December, Balilo, who described himself as a collector and investor on Instagram, posted a snap of the pair together and revealed just how much he originally spent on the collectibles. His caption states, I never released what I paid, which was $2.7 million, and soon after was approached by a few Pokemon collectors inquiring if I would sell yet. Ending up holding it for Logan Paul, being I knew he was someone that would appreciate and cherish this piece. That is true. He is a huge, Logan Paul is a huge Pokemon fan. Congrats to him on securing this amazing piece for his collection. Prior to Paul opening the box, experts had speculated about the card's authenticity when he shared news of his purchase on social media. The pack was thought to be the only known one in the world, but one fan site and another YouTuber raised doubts that so many cards would go to the market at the same time. The YouTuber finally decided to break open the box in front of experts and found that at least one box actually contained G.I. Joe trading cards rather than the holy grail of Pokemon trading cards he'd hoped for. So yeah, then this next article down here was just from not too much earlier. It says experts believe that the $3.5 million pack is fake. So can you, is there anything you collect that you could imagine yourself getting sold a bill of goods on? You collect like plushies and stuff. Are there rare plushies?
Oh, I don't collect like rare plushies, but I know like certain ones are fake. So I bought like the whole collection of the Eevee evolutions as Mimikyus, and those are fake. Okay. Those are fake because it's like fan made, but I bought it from did I buy it from a Chinese vendor? I don't remember, but I could have bought the original one that made by the artist, but I bought it from a different site where they copied it. But usually I say support the artist, but during that time I was kind of broke, so I was like, I can't afford like the full price. So I bought the knockoff ones.
Yeah.
But if I do try to collect like the real ones, like I actually go to the official website.
Yeah. This was a big problem in the 90s. There's a, I don't know if you know, you're so young. There's a character, you know who Calvin and Hobbes are? The comic strip? Okay. Bill Watterson, the guy who wrote Calvin and Hobbes, refused to merchandise Hobbs, the tiger. So there was a rampant market for fake Hobbs dolls.
Yeah. Well, like, it's just, for me, like, I can see where their standpoint is because, like, it creates more frenzy because, like, people want that merchandise so badly. Like, there's a comic book strip or this gif of Coco and Milk. It's like these cute little bears, the ones that always like show affection to each other. And the artist, for the longest time, she didn't sell any like stuffed animals, and people were requesting it. And like she was like, "Fine, here's a little tiny photo of a tiny bear paw," and they're like, "Oh my God, she's finally selling merch!" But that was just a prototype, and I don't know if she's still selling it. I don't know if she's still like planning to sell it, but I didn't see anything on her market. It's just like a bunch of bags.
Why
and stickers.
do you think she refuses to do so?
It's just because if you tried it. So I watched this one Instagrammer that I really love her artwork too, but she talks about the process, how hard it is to like basically look for a vendor who can do it correctly, because she went through one vendor and they created the doll, but it was so ugly and it didn't look like her art piece.
And I imagine that another one of the problems is always like making it well and making it cost effective to a point where you can sell it and actually make money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But usually that artist, like, she makes her own dolls, but, like, it's hard to mass produce it.
Yeah, for sure. Neon and Geeky do plushies.
I know, they just released it, and I really want one.
Bubbly Steve or whatever.
Yeah, Bubbly Steve.
Bubbly Steve. This is one of those things where, like I said, I mentioned Calvin and Hobbes earlier. That character, given unless you lived through that era, just how famous Calvin and Hobbes was as a comic strip, the fact that he refused to license it out because he felt he did it based solely on artistic integrity. He goes, if I make this into a doll, that makes it real, meaning that you're never really explicitly told in these comics, is Hobbes real? Is it a figment of Calvin's imagination? Does the tiger animate and come to life when it's just him? You never actually explain that.
That's a smart idea.
So he never explains it on purpose. He said, but if I make him a doll, that answers that question.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do that. So he turned down billions of dollars.
That's a smart idea because it makes people crave more for it.
Yeah.
Where they keep on begging and like they throw more money at him.
And that story is like legendary in the art community. Like,
didn't they make a movie?
Nope. There's no animated, like there's fake animations that people have made on YouTube. But there's never been any...
I swear there's a movie out there.
I think there was a documentary about a proposed one. I do not believe it ever actually came out.
Okay. Well, I know Robot Chicken made fun of them.
No, well, Robot Chicken can bite me.
Robot Chicken, I like them because I grew up on them. And it was kind of funny because like they talked about the two characters and like the tiger is actually real and he's telling the kid like, hey, let's not do it. And the kid like has a psychotic break.
There's more than a dozen anthology books. My favorite is Homicidal Psycho Jungle Cat. That is the name of the book. The indispensable Calvin and Hobbes. I highly recommend if you're ever like in a library or if you're at like a bookstore or actually like a thrift store usually has them. Just pick one up and just open to any random page and you will get something out of these comics. It's just it's wholesome in a way that you just don't see these days. So
for sure,
strong recommend on my part.
Yeah,
I did want to bring up this thing because I found another article about the Pauls. How much? Yes, right here. Jake Paul made $45 million in 2021.
No, he did not.
Logan Paul made 18. Yep. It says Jake and Logan Paul were money-making machines in 2021 with the YouTube star turned boxer reportedly raking in a combined $63 million together over the past year. Forbes just released its list of highest-paid influencers on social media on the social media platform on Friday, with the problem child coming in at number 2 with an astonishing $45 million in estimated earnings. The outlet, I know, right? The outlet reports that $40 million of the moolah came via the boxing ring, with Jake Paul beating up Ben Askren in April and Tyrone Woodley in August and December. Whether Jake is considered a real boxer or not, the serious money he's pocketing is not up for debate. His income in 2021 would have put him in among the top earning athletes last year, making him making more than Canelo Alvarez, who reportedly brought in $34 million. As for Logan, he came in at number 8 on the Forbes YouTube list. He reportedly made $18 million, large in part to his fight with Floyd Mayweather and his Impulsive podcast. I don't really watch it.
It's just him.
I watched the Island Boys one. But I like the format of it. And other business opportunities. All these guys are experts at business. Yeah. That's what they do better than anything else. They're very good at business.
I think it's because they learned from their family. Because I think the dad, he's a business mogul. I don't remember.
Okay, so they came from that's already baked into their blood to pay attention to that stuff. Okay. Notice how I didn't say that that's bad. I'm just saying it's
the same thing like how the Kardashians and the Jenners, basically they come from money and
money begets money. You learn how to make it when you come from a family that has it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if your parents train you to not take it for granted and actually learn how to make your own.
Exactly.
Despite the earnings in 2021, neither Jake nor Logan could beat out Mr. Beast for the number 1 spot. The king of YouTube brought in $54 million.
Let's go, Mr. Beast.
I know, right?
Dude, I really want to meet him.
Yeah,
I want to meet him in real
life.
life.
One of his restaurants. We should go one of the.
His restaurants are not real restaurants. They're called ghost restaurants. I learned this from Food Theory. I also want to meet Mac Pat. I'm a big fan of yours. So basically, he explains that his restaurants are not real. So during COVID, restaurants couldn't open, but this is how they get around it. So they offer to other restaurants. So this is why you can see certain restaurants like Mr. Beast's Fantastic Burgers are open, but there's no physical place to go there. It's a different restaurant on top of.
It's like a pop-up restaurant.
It is, but basically they hire a chef, so it's still full operating kitchen inside, and they just let the chefs cook whatever. It doesn't matter what restaurant it is because they already have the equipment for it, but they just get the money from Grubhub or whatever restaurant it advertise for.
Yeah.
But they still give the food. But you can't physically sit there because they're ghost restaurants.
Okay, so you can only have it delivered. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so his restaurant physically doesn't exist.
Well, that's a bummer.
It virtually exists.
He should open one.
Should we order some? I know Maryland has one.
I think I saw, we were on Grubhub one night, and I was like, we should do this. I've heard mixed reviews. It's not like I expect it to be super good.
Well, it's not good. It's like a basic burger and fries.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not a big burger person, but I'll give my burger to Brett.
I love burgers.
Yeah, I'll eat your fries.
We went to a steakhouse last night and I had a burger.
No way!
Yeah.
You went to a steakhouse without me?
Me and Andy and Lydia went to...
Oh, that's cute. You guys are the throuple.
Yeah, Think
about that, you guys.
Please make it stop.
Nope. But I did forget to tell you how to tell if a Pokemon card is fake or not.
Okay, go ahead.
So... Well, you already know. We already know, spoiler alerts from the article, that he knew it was fake because he opened it and it was G.I. Joe cards.
G.I. Joe cards.
But, so Chinatown, any Chinatown that's in your local area, they sell these Pokemon cards that are in the Pokemon deck. And they advertise it as real, but certain ones are not. So these are certain ways to tell if they're obviously fake. So the symbol for the elements?
Okay.
Sometimes they don't print it out, or it's like a black dot. That's not real. Sometimes they misspelled the name of the Pokemon.
I bet.
Yeah. So it's a mistype. That's fake also. And another big thing, you're supposed to feel the back of it. So if it doesn't feel like an authentic card, it feels more like cardboard, that's fake.
Flatter. Okay.
But they say usually the fake ones feel like cardboard.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you remember Beanie Babies?
Yes.
They're making a Beanie Baby movie.
I know, I saw that, and I wanted to tell you about it.
But that was actually, they monetized the bad, when Beanie Babies were popular, the rare ones got made, they became rare because there was misprints.
Yeah.
So when you got a misprint, it made it more valuable.
Yeah, but...
Because they were from the actual company, not a misprint from a fake.
Yeah.
So I imagine there was a lot of fake Beanie Baby misprints too back then.
Yeah.
it's an Elizabeth Banks movie too. It's gonna be awful.
It is.
It's gonna be awful.
But the Pokemon ones, like, if you try to sell the fake Pokemon cards, nobody's gonna really like it. I like this one YouTuber. She does a lot of shorts. It's also on Instagram where she paints over like the Pokemon cards to make it look like a full portrait. And I like it. And a lot of people, they're screaming because she uses real Pokemon cards. I kind of want to like find her P.O. box and give her all the fake ones that I have at home. Be like, here you go. Use these instead.
We should do. What's her name?
I don't remember her name, but she is on Instagram where she like gets like random Pokemon cards and she paints the whole scenery. It's so good because like she's so detailed with like the whole landscapes. Like she knows how to get the clouds in, the mountains.
Excellent.
And she also like sometimes the Pokemon cards, they don't have the full body of the Pokemon, so she'll like paint the full body too.
Oh, she finishes the Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because like each Pokemon card, it's done by a different artist, so you can read like on the bottom it says like who's the artist and what day what year they did it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very detailed, and it's like the Pokedex.
How long does it take her to make one?
Depending how it depends.
Does she? Oh, is that something she talks about in the?
No, because she does this thing where she doesn't talk; she just paints.
Oh, I like channels like that. One of my favorites is like when people do like the camping outdoors, and like it's like urban camping, or they build stuff, or like and it's just them working. And
I love those
with like ambient noise and like maybe light music.
Yeah, she does that. So
that's awesome.
Basically, she just paints and like she doesn't talk. The only talking you kind of physically hear is when she writes it in the description, because like you kind of get her whole personality. But lately for me, I've been watching a bunch of YouTube shorts and videos of like people making miniature foods. Like, I don't know, like it's something very satisfying to me. Like, I love it.
The shorts are a problem, man. I end up like 20 down and I'm like, why am I still watching all these shorts?
Exactly. Lately I've been watching this one guy who's like British schools versus American schools.
Oh, okay.
Or British moms versus American moms.
There's a YouTuber named oh, damn it! Now I can't. It's this dude from the UK who moved here like 12 years ago, and he does all these comparison videos about living in the UK versus living in. It's like Yank living in the US or like across the pond or. I don't want to.
It's okay,
but it's really good.
It is really good because like if you do move to a different country or like just visit, you notice like the differences.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
So like for me, like when I went to like Asian countries, I noticed like the differences, like especially like driving wise, like
what being the opposite side of the road.
Yeah, but also like Vietnam. It's just a suggestion.
It's the channel's Lost in the Pond. That was the name of it. Guys, I'm going to put it up on screen here real quick. This guy's channel is really, really good. He's got 324K. And it's just very, very, like, 3 ways British and American winters are very different.
Yeah.
21 Americanisms that British people use all the time. Like, it's just a really wholesome channel. I love that guy.
Yeah.
So,
I like wholesome things.
Yep, for sure. It's like, in the world we live in today, it's nice to get away from, like, all the divisiveness of everything and just watch stuff that is just very solely what it is.
Yeah, like, for me, that's why I'm really addicted to tiny kitchens. The first guy who did it was in Japan, and it was a guy, and like he didn't want to reveal his face, so in an interview he wore a face mask, and they asked him, how long does it take you to cook all of this? He's like, it takes me 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, because like he's very intricate with the details. Like he makes the dough like from scratch, and it's like tiny dough, and he puts it into like a miniature box too, so it looks like he's actually like getting it from his refrigerator, and he's like, here's a tiny little thing.
I bet you Hannah Claire likes tiny houses because she loves architecture. She
Oh my god, tiny houses are so fun to look at.
Yep, that's cool. I love that stuff. So.
But I get like, it kind of drives me insane. Like, I have a tiny bathroom, and it drives me insane how close the sink is to the toilet.
To the toilet, yeah.
I don't know. For me, I'm like, I can live in a tiny house. Just make the toilet and sink far away from each other.
There you go.
Please.
For me, like my apartment was a 1-bedroom. I never needed that much. I would have loved. The studios are almost non-existent where I'm from. Nowadays, you don't see a lot of studio apartments, so I would much rather like when I'm here, I leave. Unless I'm not, unless we're going somewhere. If I'm working, I seldom leave my office or my. It's just I don't need much. Give me a TV, give me a bed, give me a desk, and that's it.
Well, for me, I rather make it like separate from each other because they did research. You can't sleep because some people actually bring their work to their bedroom. So I make it a big thing where
true.
I don't work where I sleep. But some days I make an exception. There was one day where I worked all the way to 7 a.m. in the morning.
And then you were tired for this show. I will say, like, I never bring my laptop into bed to work. I keep away from it and like stay on the other side of the room and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.